Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah, but you can also call me Scribble if you like. This here is my sketchbook. You've probably seen me use this quite a bit in my last few videos. I've been trying my best to fill it and fix it up a little bit, and today we are going to be using my sketchbook. I have been actually really enjoying the sketchbook with me style videos that I have been doing lately, and honestly it has been really fun to do, not just because I get to experiment and just do whatever I like in my sketchbook, but also because it's a little bit easier with the situation that I'm dealing with at the moment. I've been dealing with a little bit of art block lately, as I've probably mentioned in my previous videos, but this is a fun way for me to sort of get out of that and just experiment with things and just like test the waters. You know, this is a sketchbook. It doesn't have to be a masterpiece. You know, you can have, okay pages in your sketchbook. There's no pressure, and I actually really enjoy that. So today I have actually just tasked myself to fill in a few pages of my sketchbook with you guys, and I'm going to be drawing some cute stuff. I'm going to be exploring a few different subject matter things here and just experimenting to see what kind of things work in my art and what kind of things work less. So today, as you can see for my first page, I am just drawing up this pretty little dress here. I actually got inspired lately with the sort of cottage aesthetic, and I really wanted to try and draw like an old-ish style dress, but nothing too crazy or fancy. Just a nice little blue dress here, and as you can see, it's got a subtle corset design to it, and just some really nice sort of gathered and flowy fabric. I decided to go with blue for the colors because I felt like it was a nice, calming, relaxing sort of color, and it looked pretty good, and I decided to use a bunch of different blues, some more warm blues, some more cool blues, just to try and have a bit of a shift of hues in there. Now I'm actually using my alcohol-based markers for this, and this is just a small set that I'm using today, so I'm not going too crazy with all of the colors. I'm just getting some nice blues in, and as you can see, I've got a bit of a Prussian blue for the really dark parts of the dress, and I feel like that really helps with the contrast. Now after I did the dress mostly, I decided I wanted to have some plants around to sort of push that sort of naturey sort of cottage theme, so I decided to do some sort of curly pink flowers with some long flowy stems and some pretty little leaves here. And then after this I decided to add in some small flowers around just to fill the space, and I added them, and it was just a bit of yellow to warm up the piece just a little bit, and yeah, just a little bit gel pen here, and we are mostly done. This one was pretty cute and definitely not a bad start, and let's move on to the next sketchbook page. So now on to a similar train of thought. I was thinking about the cottage sort of vibe, and I thought to myself, why don't I draw a cute little tea set? And I actually got the random idea to do some really pretty little geometric patterns on each of the items here. So of course I decided a little bit of a teapot, and then I drew out a nice little teacup as well as a little milk jug, and then just to fill the space I added in a bit of a teaspoon here and just a sort of an ornate pattern. And after this I lightened the sketch, and then I went in with the sort of geometric patterns that I was going to add to these little items. For the teapot, I basically just used some wavy little lines going in different directions, and then I lightened that as well, and then I went in with my markers and I just used a whole bunch of different pink tones with some subtle yellow, and I basically just colored in each little shape a different color and tried to make sure that it was nice and balanced and no two colors were like touching each other, that were the same color basically. And I'm actually really liking how the teapot is looking. So I moved on to the milk jug, and I used a slightly different technique. I had one of the types of lines a little bit extra wavy, and then I had like straight lines going in the opposite direction, just that it was a subtly different kind of look. And then for the colors I decided green with an accent color of blue. After this, I wanted to have the teacup slightly different because each pattern is very slightly different, so I decided to ditch the wavy lines, and I added in just a bunch of circles all over the cup and then colored in each of those shapes different colors of orange and yellow with a subtle accent of pink. Now they were looking pretty nice, but I feel like they needed a little bit more definition, so I decided to go in with some line art over the top, and I just used some like sort of organic sort of lines that were broken in places just to try and give it a cute feel of I don't know, just a bit more character. And then a little bit of highlights with my gel pen, of course. And yeah, I actually really like this one. This one's very cute. I like the colors of each few items, and I also like the patterns, and they still have the same kind of vibe to each other, so they still match even though they are different but the same. And of course I had to title this artwork Tea Time. For this next artwork, I really wanted to try and push the cuteness. The others were cute, but they were sort of like, subtly cute. I wanted to draw something that was super adorable and just very exaggerated. And here comes my boyfriend just giving me some gifts. Thank you, Jesse. But yeah, I settled on drawing a little kitten here, and I'm trying to make it really cartoony and kind of simple as well. However, I want to try and do minimal line art, so I'm basically going to do most of this artwork just in the markers. So with this sketch, I'm not really concentrating too much on the details per se. I'm just getting the rough idea of shapes and the rough idea of the look, but once I get this sort of sketch done, I'm going to lighten it heaps with my my kneadable eraser so it's barely there, and then we're going to start with the markers and we're just going to build up a bunch of details. So I'm starting with my lightest few colors here. As you can see, it's just a basic orange and a sort of beigey yellow color, and I'm just drawing in lots of little lines. I'm trying to keep this very sort of light and sketchy feeling, while also just trying to build up textures for the fur, and then just slowly fill in those patterns of the cat, which are like sort of brown and orange stripes. And then after a while I move on to the darker colors, and then I just sort of start building up those shadows until it's somewhere that I like it. Now it's time to add in the eyes, and I decided on blue eyes to have this, a very sort of stereotypical cute kitten. And then after this I decided I wanted to fill the page just a bit more, so I ended up drawing in a bit of a toy fish here. Now it's just a regular sort of blue fish. It is like a stuffed toy kind of fish. It's not a real fish, and I ended up making it like one of those string toys on the stick type thing. I added in a swirly line with the yellow marker, and that was going to be the rope that the fish is attached to. And then of course we have the stick and just a few little ribbons hanging off the fish as well. I think a kitten would love this toy. After this I drew a little bit of a heart just to try and fill that space, and I guess that's what fit. And here is the final results of this cat, and honestly I just think it's really cute. So the next page actually has a bit of ink that bled through here, so I'm just going to go to the next page after that, and we are going to do a bit of a double page spread. I actually really like doing sketchbook spreads where it is 2 pages that are connected, because you get a larger area to draw, obviously, and it sort of breaks up the the boringness of just one page after the other. You get a spread where it's like one large picture over 2 pages, and I just think that is pretty cool. So at the time of drawing, I actually had a little bit of a craving for sweet things, so of course I was just trying to manifest reality by drawing a bunch of cakes. And cakes are actually really fun to draw because you can get really creative with it, and it doesn't take too much skill. You just draw like these shapes, and then you just add like details on top of the shapes, like icing or textural patterns for the cake. And then you can add just like random toppings over the top and just pick whatever colors and flavors you want, and it is very fun to draw cakes actually. You should try it sometime. You can get really creative with the details and just make it all up, because honestly there's no right or wrong when it comes to cakes, because cakes are just a thing that people make anyways, and they'll always look delicious. So as you can see, first I had made a chocolate strawberry cake. So we have like a strawberry base and then this like chocolate drip and then like chocolate strawberries on top. Looks so good. And then after this I tried to do a little bit more of a rainbow gradient cake with a whole bunch of sprinkles over the top, which was super fun to draw with the bullet nib of the markers. And then after that I had like a sort of rainbowy looking icing, like piping on top of the cake, and that was super fun to draw too. You basically just do like a flame sort of shape, and then after this you do some like wiggly diagonal lines, and that looks like some really nice piping. After this I decided to draw a cake with some layered chocolate cake, and then in between that they have like bits of cream and then also raspberries around the bottom and also on top, and I just thought that that looked really pretty, and I really love like looking at like crazy cakes with like multiple layers. I just think that that looks so cool. And then after that, without even a sketch because I ran out of lead for my lead pencil, I just went in and I drew a bit of a drippy cheesecake, and it's got like syrup on the top, which I would like to say is blueberry syrup. I don't know if blueberry syrup actually looks like that, but that's what I'm gonna say. It is a blueberry cheesecake, and here are all of my cakes with you know, very descriptive and creative names on them. I honestly think that this just looks so pretty and colorful, and I really like that kind of look. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this interesting sort of style of video where I just go through and just add pages to my sketchbook. It was very fun, and if you guys want to try any of the things that I did today, feel free to do that. Even if you want to just like copy what I drew, I don't mind. I'm happy with it, and I'd love to see what you guys do. So tag me on social media if you do any of those ideas, and yeah, I hope you all have a lovely day, and I hope you're all staying safe out there, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye everyone.